y'all go ahead and do the factoring and the math knowledge question for today. Pause the video, and then once everyone is finished, you can unpause the video, and I'll go over the correct answers. So this is going to be remove, replace, reduce. But whenever you factor it, you want to make sure you replace your 7. So we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give us 84 and subtract to give us negative 44. So that's going to be a negative 42 and a negative 2. This first one will reduce, and you'll have x squared minus 6 times 7x squared minus 2. And so that would be your answer for the factoring. For the math knowledge question, it tells us that the cost is the total money we spent to produce and sell the mouse pads, and revenue is the total income generated by the sale of the mouse pads. And it shows the graph of the cost and the revenue. During the month of April, mouse pads galore broke even. They didn't gain or lose any money when X mouse pads were produced and sold. So how many did the company produce and sell during the month of April? Well, that is when your cost equals your revenue. You didn't make any money, but you didn't lose any money. And that's going to be right here, which if you pull it down, would be 10, but it is in thousands here, so 10,000 is how many they had to make and sell during that month. Okay, so we are looking at lesson 109 today. We're going to be looking at rational numbers. And so if you look in the book at how they do this lesson, they are going to use infinite geometric series to find rational numbers, but we're actually going to do it a little bit differently from that. Okay? So hopefully you'll understand how to write a repeating decimal as a common fraction after this lesson. So your decimal numbers whose digits repeat indefinitely in a pattern are rational numbers because these numbers can be written as a common fraction. So I know you know 0.3 repeating can be written as a fraction of 1/3, and I know you know that 0.6 repeating can be written as a fraction, 2/3. Those are ones where you have point and then the same number repeated over and over and over. You can also write any fraction that has a repeating pattern as any decimal that has a repeating pattern as a fraction. So if you have 0.12121212, etc., that can actually be written as a ratio or as a fraction. Okay. For example, 0.1 repeating, you can write as just 1/9. 0.6 repeating, like I said, is 2/3. 0.23, etc., can be written as 23/99. And then 0.456 repeating can be written as 152/33. And so the way that we're going to do that is not using an infinite geometric series. So we are not going to use this method. So even though it'll say that on your homework, we're going to do it the way I'm going to show you today. We did this in Algebra 2, so you may remember it, you may not. But we are going to take 0.0023 repeating as a common fraction. We want to make it into a fraction. So the first thing that you need to do is to write out your number. And you want to leave a space up here above where I'm writing because we're going to put something in the line above it. So we're going to say 0.00, then we have 23, 23, 23, etc. Now, we have two digits repeating because the bar is only over the 2 and the 3. So we want to move our decimal 2 places. So we're going to multiply our number by 100 because if we multiply it by 100, that'll move it 2 places over. And so now, if our decimal was here, it's going to get moved over to here, and our number would be 0.2323 repeating. Okay? So I'm going to write that number right above, and I want to make sure to line up my decimal place. Okay? So I'm going to have 0.232323 repeating. And so now we're going to subtract these numbers. 100n minus n is 99n. And now I'm going to start at the end. All of this stuff is repeating, so they cancel. And those cancel. And all we're left is 2, 0.23. That's all that is left because all of the other stuff canceled out. And so now we divide by 99. And so I have that my number is 0.23 over 99. But I can't leave a decimal inside of a fraction, so I need to move my decimal place 2 places on the numerator. And so I need to add 2 zeros to my denominator. And so that would be your answer. Now the easiest way for you to check this is to use your calculator. So using our calculator, we can just plug in 23 over 9900, and it should give us 0.0023 repeating. 0.0023232323. And so that's how you can check these pretty quickly. Just plug in your answer into the calculator, and if it works, then that is going to be the correct answer. Okay? So let's look at another one. We want to write 5.013 repeating as a common fraction. Now on this one, again, we're not using infinite geometric series. So we're going to start by writing our number. And we have 5.013, 013, 013, etc. Now we have 3 digits that are repeating here, so we need to multiply it by 1,000. Because you have 3 zeros, you got to move your decimal place 3 places. So that means that our new decimal is going to be behind the 3. So I'm going to have 5013 and then my decimal. And you definitely want to make sure that you line up your new decimal with your current decimal so that you can easily add or subtract them. And then I had 5013, 013, 013, and it's just going to keep repeating forever and ever. And now we subtract them. So we have 999n. Over here, all of this cancels, and then these cancel as well. But now we're left with 5013 minus 5. Well, if you subtract those, that's going to give you 5008. And so now we divide by 999. And so our number is 5008 over 999. And so that would be your answer there. And again, you can check it by plugging it into your calculator. So for your homework, you do get to omit number 8, 15, and then 18A. For number 18A, you just need to go find in your notes what that identity actually equals to be able to use it for part B. So again, your X is going to be 225 and your Y would be 15. And so you would plug that into the identity that you did not develop, you just wrote down from your notes, and you would simplify it from there. Okay, so make sure to do that tonight so that we can go over any questions you have tomorrow.